Remember, don't forget to subscribe, press that like button, comment below for anything you hear today. We're here today with Matthew from Super Speed Golf. Welcome Matthew, good to see you. Speed Golf, we're here to talk about Super Speed Golf. So Matthew, please tell us the benefits, what do you feel Super Speed sticks give to us?
Yeah, sure. Well, super speed golf training, or overspeed training as it's called, is basically getting 3 weighted clubs. One of the clubs is going to be 20% lighter than your driver, and the next one you use is going to be 10% lighter, and then we only have one club that's heavier than your driver, and that's the red club if you're training as in the men's set, and that's 5% heavier. Now, by combining this and doing our training protocols, you will be able to hit the ball further. You'll gain club head speed, which equates to distance, and it's going to be a minimum of 5% distance gain that your typical golfer will get, and some people get a huge amount more than that.
And why would they give you 5% extra distance then? What is it about them that will give you 5% extra?
Good question, Richard. Yeah, so I mean, this training, if you were doing a gym program, excellent, but it's not essential for somebody to gain those kind of distance changes. You know, 5% minimum could just be gained by going out onto your patio 3 nights a week on alternate days, because what this is actually training is a part that not many people train in golf, and that's your neuromuscular system. So it's actually getting the brain to be worked on to realise that the body is capable of swinging the club faster.
And what about the shaft as well? Talk to us about the shaft. What's so special about the shaft on these?
Yeah, I mean, even from the oldest junior set through to the men's set, the shafts on these are actually 2 times an X. Now, not many people realise that. A lot of people might say, oh, it's just a few weights on a club, but the shafts are very specialist. They're 2 times an X. The main reason for that is when you're training with these, that is going to really work on your subconscious and get you again into swinging faster.
Fantastic. And how can we measure how fast you're progressing then? How can we do that?
Yeah, I mean, when you're doing this training, you can still benefit without having anything in terms of a measurement. But the best thing to do is get some kind of radar. So I mean, we use this PRGR radar, and the beauty of this is that it picks up the training. The practice swing gets picked up by the radar, but also it doubles up as a pretty cool little mini launch monitor. I mean, it'll give you club head speed, ball speed, carry, run out, and even smash factor. So when you take this down the practice ground or a typical driving range, you can get some good data, but also at home on the patio, swinging your super speed clubs, you can get your club head speed, and you can start to chart the progress and gain speed.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, the big question for the folks out there then, speed or accuracy, distance or accuracy, which one's more important?
Yeah, well, the interesting thing with this training is I get a lot of people who say to me, oh, I don't want to get another 20 yards because that'll be, 20 yards off into the trees and lots of chuckles. But in actual fact, this training, yes, it's going to get you faster, you're going to hit the ball further, but for a lot of golfers, certainly recreational golfers down into low single figures, your dispersion is going to improve as well, because your kinematic sequence is going to get better. So if you're better sequencing, better accuracy, more speed, more distance. So, it's an absolute win-win.
Fantastic. Remember, speed is king. We've got to get that distance out there. There are holes out there 400, 500 yards long. You need some speed, and these are the tools to help gain that speed. Fantastic. Matthew, great to see you. Thank you very much.
Nice one. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Remember, subscribe, comment below, hit that like button. Do the level 1 protocol, please.
Yeah, sure. Well, the level 1 protocol is all that any golfer will need to make significant gains, and you're basically looking at 4 to 6 weeks of training. So 12 sessions in, you will see a considerable gain on the golf course, and also you'll see it when you're training with the distance monitor telling you that your swing speed's increasing. So basically what you're going to do on the level 1 protocol is start with our green club, which is our lightest club, and it's very important to warm up. Now, if you've got a TPI professional or someone who's helping you with your game, you'll know what your warm-up is. Otherwise, we have a dynamic warm-up at superspeedgolf.co.uk, and you certainly want to do a warm-up before you get into this swinging, because this, as Richard's going to find out, is pretty tiring. It's explosive and fast training that's going to take, for most people, 6 to 8 minutes. So we've got the lightest club, that's 20% lighter than your driver. You're going to swing that about 6 to 8 inches off the ground as fast as you've got, because you are fully warmed up. I want you to do 3 swings. We've got the monitor to tell us what your swings are going to be.
As fast as we can?
Yeah, cool. Absolutely full on. All right, go faster. Again. Okay, so we've benchmarked that. The fastest you did there, Richard, was 103 miles an hour. Now, visibly looking at that, there's tons more speed to be had. So what we need to do from this training, you're already capable as you stand here of being faster. But what's happening yet, the neuromuscular side of things and the connection between the brain and the body isn't there yet, because golf has taught you a lot about restraining yourself, the out of bounds on the left, the lessons that you had telling you to whatever it was, so you're focusing on things like that. This training is where you can step out of all that and absolutely go to town to try and unleash your speed, see what speed potential you've got. So you've got to take the shackles off, not think so much apart from one thing: what speed can I get? And the speed will equate to distance. So you've done 3 with the lightest club on your dominant side, which for you is your right side. What we want you to do is turn around, because we're at the driving range, and now give yourself a left-handed grip. And I want you to swing as fast as you've got on what we call the non-dominant side. Now there's some pointers that can help straight away. What you've got to try and do, you still look like a right-handed golfer in the way that you're setting up. So when you're right-sided, you get your left shoulder higher. So now left-sided, you're going to get your right shoulder higher. And imagine ball position of a driver. And for a lot of left-handers, for all of these left-handed swings, I would swing even higher off the ground. You don't want these clubs hitting the ground. Give me 3 of the fastest swings you've got. That's freer. Well done. Now, for a lot of people, this is really out of their comfort zone.
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Within 4 weeks, I'd like to see those non-dominant swings within 10% of your dominant. Now, I've had some situations, including myself, where I've had a challenge tour player contact me, said something's gone seriously wrong. My non-dominant swings are now faster than my dominant, and he seriously said, do I now have to be left-handed? No, you don't, but it just means on the right side he's probably got more injuries, and he might have more instruction that he's dealing with, and that's the reason. So he's actually become faster on his non-dominant, which is fine. The non-dominant swings, I'm sure you're probably going to ask me something about them as to why you were doing them.
Correct, absolutely. I'm just thinking that, why was I doing? Because I'm not, as you could probably see there, I wasn't used to swinging left-handed at all. I was channeling my Aino Mako Grady there. Why non-dominant swings there?
Right, I think the simplest way to describe it, without getting too technical, is we're going to improve the braking. The body's ability to brake will be improved back on the non-dominant side. Now, if you're going to be accelerating at great speed, you've also got to be able to brake. So non-dominant swings will improve your braking when you go back onto the dominant side, and that is going to help you to have the confidence to swing faster, knowing that it's not going to lose your balance. You're going to be able to get into a nice impact position. What we sometimes hear people say, getting up the back of the ball, it's going to help with that. So the non-dominant training is really, really useful, and you've just got to trust it. Yes, it feels uncomfortable perhaps for people, or you might feel a bit, well, you definitely feel out of your comfort zone. Stick with it, and the benefits will be huge.
So when you say braking, are you meaning that feeling of that stall in that body on the way down? Then it's not that full turn like you see a lot of over-the-top golfers do. It's that stalling of that body as you come into impact. Is that right?
That's it. Yeah, you've got to put the brakes on to get in a good impact position.
Excellent.
Excellent. Right, so you've done 3 and 3. The next thing we'll do, I'll be taking the 20% lighter club off you in relation to your driver and giving you a 10% lighter club.
Cool.
So this club has got 10% heavier than what you're using. But if you've got a radar to use, you want to be competing with those green swings. Even though this club's got heavier, you know, really get yourself out there, unleash your speed, and see if you can compete with the 103.
So 3 big swings?
3 as big as you've ever had. 100, so you're only 3 miles an hour down with a 10% heavier club, so that means you're doing really well. 101, brilliant. Go really fast.
Channeling the inner Bryson here.
That's it. And now turn around, you're going to do left-sided swings.
Yep.
Get that left-handed grip, get that right shoulder up, try and really feel like you're a left-hander. How are you feeling?
Shattered. That's good. I feel faster already though. I do feel faster.
Well, now this is an interesting moment. Just if we can just talk about what's going to happen here, even without you necessarily knowing, this club is 5% heavier. Now, if you'd have started swinging with this club, if I've got you to do 5 swings with the red club and you've never done any super speed before, I can guarantee you'd be slower than what you're now going to be, having come up from lighter into medium, now into heavy. So there's 2 things that are going to happen here within the brain when you're swinging this in the subconscious. One, your subconscious is very clever to realise, oh, this thing I'm swinging is heavier than my driver. But the extra bit that's going to be interesting is when your subconscious is realising, why am I swinging it faster? It's heavier, how come I'm swinging it faster? And that is the essence of the overspeed training that you've already embarked on. So, give it a go.
Let's go
fast as you go.
Here we go.
Go on, really push it. 98, that's pretty good. Yep, keep going, really fast.
I love that freedom it gives you. I love that freedom. I see a lot of people who I teach really sort of hold back. I just saw it this morning, last night as well, in a lot of lessons. They're trying to hold back, they're trying to slow the club down rather than anything. They're not letting the club do the work, as it were. And that's real swings with freedom. They're the most freedom swings I've ever put on the golf club, to be honest with you.
Well, the company strapline is unleash your speed, and that's the beauty of this, that everyone's capable of doing it. It's just there's been maybe too many rules and regulations through their coaching in the past. You do need golf coaching, and ideally you need fitness coaching as well. Yeah. But if we can take the shackles off and unleash the speed, and that's really what's happening here. And also with the non-dominant swings as well. We're getting some really good stuff starting to naturally come into your game. Very, very good. So, at this point, you're not puffing too much because we've had little breaks.
Yeah.
But we're just under halfway because level 1 protocol will have 39 swings in it. So the next thing we're going to do is repeat this process, but with every swing having a step in. So the step in is basically getting that feeling of a good point of application, getting energy in the right place at impact. It's going to help you to get onto your left side sooner. Most people don't get on the left side for right-handed golfers or the lead side. So this will really help you. What we're looking to do is at about a 3/4 point in the backswing, I want you to make a step forward.
Very much a sort of Gary Player-esque move into there, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. And if you can do that, again, the benefits of doing this are huge in terms of gaining speed and distance. So you've just got to trust to do it. All of these protocols, all of the equipment has been rigorously tested as to why the clubs are the weights they are, the shafts are the flex, why we're doing the step-ins, why we're doing the non-dominant swings. It's all been researched. The results are clear to see. You are going to make some really good gains if you do this program over the 4 to 6 weeks that you're going to, and this is just the beginning session. So let's see what your step-in's looking like. Let's check the timing of it.
Let's go for it. That felt fast.
Really good. Good start. Yeah, and there's your fastest.
That's the fastest one yet.
To date, so we can see it's working. Now when we go on the non-dominant side, again, people can feel a bit ungainly, the timing can be strange. I've taken tour pros through this and they were really struggling, but soon enough they get the hang of it and you get the benefits. So let's see what your left-sided or non-dominant step-ins are looking like.
Oh man.
So there's definitely some timing to work on.
Yeah.
Just doing it more often will get you better.
Yeah, already, even just on that third one compared to the first one, you could feel that sense of more freedom just by doing it just a couple of times. Just sort of, again, like you say, releasing the shackles, releasing that freedom, getting that free swing. Love that. Love
less technical thinking, because you've got enough to be thinking about in terms of how do I get as fast as possible.
Yep.
That is enough. I mean, we've got 1.5 seconds to hit a ball. we can't think of too much, but there's not even a ball to worry about here, so we can really unleash our speed, and it's really good to be able to do this and not worry about too much technical stuff. On course golf is going to be different to this, but the more you step out of your comfort zone here, the more speed and distance you'll bring onto the golf course.
Love that.
Right, so step ins again. Try and get that step in as early as you can on the backswing. So probably, yeah. When you feel like you're just past the halfway point, you can start initiating that step. That's good. Well done. And then on the non-dominant side, fatigue starting to kick in a little.
Yeah, a little bit, but again, just really interesting that swing. That felt a lot freer from the left-handed swings that I've done today.
Yeah.
That felt a lot freer.
Really good. And now we come to the heaviest club, the one that's 5% heavier than the mass weight of your own driver. Very good. Now non-dominant. Very good commitment. Excellent. Right,
Woo.
now we've only got 3 more swings to go. You've just
Yep.
gone through the entire level 1 protocol. We bring you back to the lightest club, which
Yep.
is 20% lighter than the mass weight of your driver.
Yep.
All you're going to do here is go back right to the beginning, where you just came in and did 3 of the fastest swings you could in
Yep.
normal
Normal.
circumstances. That's what you're going to do here. You're going to exit with 3 normal swings, but I want you to absolutely go for it and
Let's go for it.
see what we can create on
Channel
session
that
1.
inner Bryson. Here we go.
That's it. There we go. Big
Jeez.
difference. Big difference.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There you go. So
Wow.
that is literally
That's a lot. That's
a
10%.
big
10%.
speed increase.
Yeah, over 10%.
I think you were 102 or 103 was one of your
Yeah.
early swings out the first 3, and you just had a 117 and a 115 there.
Love that.
So, I mean, the very first one of those green ones you did of the last 3, the noise was like a plane, or maybe the Silverstone race cars, maybe Lewis Hamilton was coming around the track, because that made a heck of a lot of the noise.
Love that. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
to look across and see such a jump to 117. So, as I mentioned before, that you'll easily get into the 120s. As a golf pro such as yourself, you'll be getting into the 120s. So, before we did the video, you were swinging at about 101, 102, and you've exited after just 1 session at 115 and a 117.
Love that.
So the bottom line, this training works. It's just getting into it, doing it. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's 3 times a week, alternate days, 6 to 8 minutes once you're warmed up. I mean, what's not to commit to?
Love that. Love that. Speed is king. Love that.
Speed and distance.
Love that. Brilliant. Brilliant.